Functional fixedness is a psychological phenomenon that can silently sabotage our creativity and problem-solving abilities. It's astonishing how often we overlook innovative solutions simply because we're stuck on using things the way they've always been used. Get ready to uncover the hidden patterns that limit your potential and discover how breaking free from functional fixedness can revolutionize the way you think. One of the key frameworks for understanding functional fixedness is the idea of mental sets, which was first introduced by psychologist Abraham Lutyens in the 1940s. Mental sets refer to the tendency for our minds to fall into patterns of thinking based on past experiences and learning. When we encounter a new problem or situation, our mental set can influence how we approach it, often leading us to rely on familiar solutions rather than exploring novel ones. My colleagues in the field have found that functional fixedness is closely related to another cognitive bias known as the Einstellung effect, which was discovered by Lutyens through a series of experiments involving water jug problems. In these studies, participants were asked to measure out specific amounts of water using different-sized jugs, and the results showed that people tended to stick with the first solution they found, even when more efficient solutions were available. This phenomenon highlights how our initial experiences and successes can shape our perceptions and limit our ability to adapt to new information or alternative approaches. The work of Karl Duncker, a German psychologist, also sheds significant light on functional fixedness. His research on functional fixedness, published in 1945, demonstrated how people's understanding of an object's function can constrain their ability to think of alternative uses for that object. For instance, if you're given a box and told it's for carrying tools, you might struggle to come up with other creative uses for the box, such as using it as a makeshift drum or a planter. This illustrates how our preconceived notions about an object's purpose can hinder our capacity for innovative thinking. In terms of significant research findings, one notable study that comes to mind is the candle problem, which was conducted by Duncker himself. In this experiment, participants were given a candle, a box of matches, and a box, and they were asked to attach the candle to a wall so that it wouldn't drip wax on the floor. The solution required thinking outside the box, literally by using the box as a platform to hold the candle. However, many people found it challenging to overcome their functional fixedness regarding the box's purpose and arrive at this creative solution. For example, in the workplace, recognizing and overcoming functional fixedness can lead to more innovative solutions and better problem solving. By encouraging employees to think outside the box and challenge their assumptions about how things should be done, organizations can foster a culture of creativity and adaptability. Consider a scenario where a marketing team is tasked with increasing sales for a new product. If they're stuck in a functional fixedness mindset, they might rely solely on traditional advertising methods, such as print ads or television commercials. However, by breaking free from these constraints, they could explore novel approaches, like social media campaigns or influencer partnerships, which might be more effective in reaching their target audience. In therapeutic settings, addressing functional fixedness can also be beneficial. Cognitive behavioral therapy, for instance, often involves helping clients identify and challenge their maladaptive thought patterns and behaviors. By recognizing how functional fixedness might be contributing to these patterns, therapists can work with clients to develop more flexible and adaptive thinking strategies. As my experience with clients has shown, overcoming functional fixedness requires a willingness to question our assumptions and consider alternative perspectives. It's about cultivating a mindset that's open to new experiences, embracing uncertainty, and being receptive to learning from failures. By doing so, we can unlock our full creative potential and develop more effective problem-solving skills. The evolution of our understanding of functional fixedness over time has been marked by an increasing recognition of its impact on various aspects of human behavior, from creativity and innovation to decision-making and problem-solving. As researchers continue to explore this phenomenon, we're gaining a deeper appreciation for the complex interplay between cognitive, social, and environmental factors that contribute to functional fixedness. One area of ongoing debate in the field concerns the role of cultural and societal influences on functional fixedness. Some argue that certain cultural norms or educational systems might inadvertently reinforce functional fixedness by emphasizing traditional solutions or discouraging creative thinking. Others propose that these factors can also facilitate the development of more adaptive and innovative mindsets, depending on how they are structured and implemented. As we delve deeper into the intricacies of functional fixedness, it's essential to explore how our brains process information and form associations between objects, functions, and solutions. One crucial concept that sheds light on this phenomenon is the idea of semantic networks, which refers to the complex web of meanings and relationships stored in our memories. When we encounter an object or a problem, our brain rapidly activates related nodes within this network, influencing how we perceive and respond to the situation. Research by psychologists like Amos Tversky and Daniel Kahneman has demonstrated that our brains often rely on mental shortcuts, known as heuristics, to simplify decision-making and problem-solving. However, these heuristics can sometimes lead to functional fixedness by limiting our ability to consider alternative solutions or perspectives. For instance, the availability heuristic, where we judge the likelihood of an event based on how easily examples come to mind, can lead us to overlook innovative solutions that don't fit within our existing mental frameworks. The work of psychologist Scott Barry Kaufman has also highlighted the importance of cognitive flexibility in overcoming functional fixedness. Cognitive flexibility refers to our ability to switch between different mental representations, adapt to new information, and update our thinking in response to changing circumstances. By cultivating cognitive flexibility, we can become more adept at navigating complex problems and finding novel solutions. In terms of therapeutic approaches, acceptance and commitment therapy (ACT) has been shown to be effective in addressing functional fixedness by promoting psychological flexibility and encouraging individuals to approach challenges with a more open and curious mindset. ACT emphasizes the importance of acknowledging and accepting our thoughts, emotions, and experiences in the present moment, rather than trying to change or avoid them. By doing so, we can develop a greater sense of awareness and clarity, allowing us to break free from functional fixedness and explore new possibilities. When an explosion occurred on board, the crew faced a life-threatening situation due to the buildup of carbon dioxide in the spacecraft. The engineers had to improvise a solution using only the materials available on the ship, which included lunar module lithium hydroxide canisters that weren't designed for the task at hand. By thinking outside the box and challenging their assumptions about the canister's purpose, the engineers were able to create a makeshift scrubber that saved the lives of the astronauts. This example illustrates how functional fixedness can be overcome in high-pressure situations by fostering a mindset that is open to creative problem-solving and collaboration. In everyday life, we can apply similar principles by encouraging ourselves and others to question assumptions, explore alternative perspectives, and seek out diverse expertise when tackling complex challenges. By doing so, we can cultivate a culture of innovation and adaptability where functional fixedness is seen as an opportunity for growth and learning rather than a barrier to success. The interplay between cognitive biases, cultural influences, and environmental factors in shaping our susceptibility to functional fixedness is another area worthy of exploration. For instance, research has shown that individuals from cultures that emphasize collectivism and interdependence may be more prone to functional fixedness due to the emphasis on shared norms and expectations. On the other hand, cultures that value individualism and creativity may foster a more adaptive and innovative mindset. Research has shown that when individuals are invested in a particular solution or approach, they tend to overlook alternative perspectives and cling to their initial idea, even if it's no longer effective. One significant research finding that sheds light on this phenomenon is the concept of idea inertia, which suggests that once an idea or solution has been proposed, it can be difficult to dislodge, even if new information becomes available. This can lead to a sort of cognitive momentum that perpetuates functional fixedness and hinders creative problem-solving. The work of psychologist Jennifer Mueller has also highlighted the importance of creative confidence in overcoming functional fixedness. According to Mueller, individuals who are more confident in their creative abilities are more likely to take risks and explore novel solutions rather than relying on established approaches. This suggests that fostering a sense of creative confidence can be an effective way to mitigate the effects of functional fixedness. In terms of therapeutic approaches, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, has been shown to be effective in addressing functional fixedness by helping individuals identify and challenge their maladaptive thought patterns. By becoming more aware of their own cognitive biases and assumptions, individuals can begin to break free from the constraints of functional fixedness and develop a more flexible and adaptive approach to problem solving. Initially, the adhesive used in the notes was intended for use in industrial applications, but the inventor, Spencer Silver, realized that it could be used for a variety of other purposes, including temporary notes and reminders. By thinking outside the box and challenging his initial assumptions about the adhesive's purpose, Silver was able to create a product that has become ubiquitous in modern life. This example illustrates how functional fixedness can be overcome by fostering a culture of experimentation and creativity, where individuals are encouraged to explore novel applications and uses for existing products or technologies. By embracing this mindset, we can begin to break free from the constraints of functional fixedness and develop innovative solutions to complex problems. The intersection of functional fixedness with other cognitive biases, such as the availability heuristic and the representativeness heuristic, is also an area worthy of exploration. Research has shown that these biases can interact with functional fixedness in complex ways, leading to a sort of cognitive cascade that perpetuates maladaptive thought patterns. By understanding how these biases intersect and influence one another, we can develop more effective strategies for overcoming functional fixedness and promoting creative problem solving. Furthermore, the role of emotional factors such as anxiety and stress in exacerbating functional fixedness is also an important area of study. Research has shown that individuals who are under high levels of stress or anxiety tend to rely more heavily on established approaches and are less likely to explore novel solutions. This suggests that developing effective coping strategies for managing stress and anxiety can be an important component of overcoming functional fixedness. In conclusion, our exploration of functional fixedness has revealed the profound impact this cognitive bias can have on our ability to think creatively, solve problems, and adapt to new situations. By recognizing the signs of functional fixedness and actively working to overcome it, we can cultivate a more flexible, open-minded approach to life, unlocking new possibilities for personal growth, creativity, and success. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, it's essential to remember that functional fixedness is not just a psychological phenomenon, but a constant companion, influencing our thoughts, feelings, and actions in subtle yet profound ways. So, the next time you find yourself stuck in a rut, ask yourself, am I seeing the world through the lens of functional fixedness? And consider this: what would happen if you were to shatter the constraints of your own fixed thinking, unleashing a torrent of creativity, innovation, and possibility? That's all for today's Psych with Sigmund. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, may your ego find balance between pleasure and reality.